First item number one, under ceremonial presentations, we're going to have a presentation by our Yuba City Chamber of Commerce, and that will be led by their CEO, a good partner with the City of Yuba City, Marnie Sanders.
Good evening, Council. Can you hear me okay? Thumbs up. Great. I feel like I have a command center here because I have Zoom so I can see the slides and then you. So there's lots of opportunity for disaster, but we're just going to forge on ahead. And I want to say thank you so much for having me here tonight to present on how the Chamber's doing. And I want to first start by extending a big thank you to the City of Yuba City for your partnership with the Chamber. For folks out there listening, you may not know this, but we are housed out of that Little John Madden house that is owned by the city. And so we are so very grateful to have that space to conduct our business, and we just absolutely love it. So I want to say thank you. And a quick shout out to Mayor Boomgarden, who was one of our presenters this morning at our Government Affairs Committee. So thank you for giving our community a quick update on where the city's at. So without further ado, I'll have you go to the next slide, and I'm getting feedback. Sorry. Let me turn this down. Okay, I can hardly see, but it looks like this slide did shift. Tonight, I just want to talk a little bit about our COVID response, and then I'll focus on our three core areas of work, and that is education, advocacy, and promotion. And then we'll just take a little look at our financial outlook, how we did last year, and our look ahead in 2021. Okay, next slide, please. I think we're all familiar with this word by now. I know I've used it. We've all used it. I think it can go down on the books as the most used word. I'm sorry, I'm trying. Okay, there we go. I see it. Pivot. We've all had to pivot in some way, shape, or form in our businesses, in our personal lives. We've had to make some shifts. And so I'm going to ask to move to the next slide. And it kind of reminded me of back in the day when this young girl was a basketball honker. And if I could tell her how to pivot, she probably would not have been a bench warmer. And I'm not sure about the hairdo either, but we'll talk about that at another time. But in all,
is that you?
Yes, it is. I know I've aged a bit.
No.
That is me, and I was a bench warmer, but I think I could really hold my own now with that pivot motion. So really relating what pivot means in basketball terms, we've got that fixed point, that fixed position with the 1 foot, and then we just shift around. And that's what businesses have done. That fixed spot, you can go to the next slide, please. That fixed position, that's the mission of our organization, the vision that we have. And at the Chamber, our mission is to support the business community, be the voice for that business community. But we're shifting. We're changing the scope of our work, how we conduct business, how we get information and resources to our members. Next slide, please. And as I said at the beginning, our focuses are on education, advocacy, and promotion. So a little bit about what we've done in the area of education. We are the catalyst for business growth. And what that means is we provide information and services. I'm sorry, excuse me. Still getting feedback. I can't get my other device to mute. Okay. We provide information and services and resources to our businesses to help them be successful in those businesses. And so this last year, I think we really grew in that area of support. And one way we did that, it was providing webinars to our business community. Since June, we've held 18 different webinars. They've ranged from how to navigate through that PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, the EIDL, the the EIDL. Let's just go with that. All these acronyms, and Councilman Shaw can relate to all the acronyms too. So how to navigate through those? Do I apply? How do I apply? Do I get forgiveness with the PPP? All the way to how do I promote myself on social media? A lot of businesses really haven't utilized those tools. How to be your own graphic designer. They've had to slim down on their budgets. So we're giving them those tools and the resources that they need to be successful in their businesses. And then I'll shift over to advocacy. Most of you know that we host government affairs committee meetings every month, and that's an opportunity for our leaders and our business community to come together to discuss the issues and challenges that we all face in our community, and an opportunity to find some solutions in there. So when COVID hit, we decided that maybe we needed to convene more often, so we got together on a weekly basis, so we called that the Yuba Center Pulse meeting. It was, again, just a way to connect our leaders and our business community together, so you all could hear from those businesses what was going on, and could address those issues and those challenges in the best way that we could. And we know it's been very difficult for everyone. Our hands have felt tied in many ways, and we're all in this together. But in any case, we held those meetings. We also are members of the United Chamber Advocacy Network, and essentially what that is we have a lobbyist that is working on our behalf at the state capitol, and it's we're one of 6 chambers that are part of this group. They're all chambers that are in communities that look a lot like ours, and so I feel like that representation is really solid, and it really makes sense for representing our business community. So, and we'll continue that relationship, and it's been very good so far. And then in the area of promotion, most people know chambers are all about the ribbon cuttings and the business after hours and those kinds of events, and those came to a screeching halt when COVID hit. But so again, we had to pivot and figure out a way that we could continue to help promote business, connect people through networking opportunities. So we took some of that online, virtually through Zoom, and we've all had more than enough of the Zoom world. But we've done that. We normally host the Taste of Yuba Sutter event. We could not do that. Instead, we had the Yuba Sutter Eats event, which was a virtual event. We had this beautiful guide created to help promote eating local, picking up takeout. So our community knew what was going on in our restaurant community, where they could pick up a great dish to bring home to the family. So we did that. We also held a campaign called Twinkle Twinkle Little Shop. And again, that was to encourage shop local. We had folks send in receipts where they shopped locally. The small mom and pop shops is what we were looking for. And then we had a drawing for prizes. We had a wonderful donor give us the money to purchase these gift cards to give out as prizes. So again, just keep pushing out shop local, eat local, and I really think our community has stepped up. They're thinking differently about how they shop and where they eat out, and it's reflected in our community. Can you guys hear that feedback? I have to shut this part off. I'm not going to really be able to see the slides. Okay, sorry about that. All right, speaking of slides, next slide, please. Okay, yes, you can't keep a good chamber down. I think, okay. I am so sorry. I knew I was going to have technical difficulties. All right. The chamber really, like a lot of businesses, we had some areas of struggle, but we were able to really come out in pretty good shape. So next slide, please. This is just a little snapshot of how we did last year. So we cut our expenses. Like a lot of businesses, they had to cut off the fat, and that's what we did. And so we were able to reduce our expenses by 16%, but we were also able to increase our revenue by 16%. And that really is a testament to the support that we get from our partners like the City of Yuba City and our membership base, who were committed to continue to support the chamber, knowing that the work that we do will benefit them. And so we really appreciate that. But we are in really good, solid standing, and I think we have a bright future ahead. I think we all do. I think our community has been incredibly resilient, and I'm so proud to be where I am to watch our community as we come out of COVID. Okay, next slide, please. I thought I would give you a little snapshot of what our major revenue sources look like. Obviously, we are a membership organization, so that's primarily going to be our main source of revenue. And you'll see from our fiscal year 2018 and 19, we grew this last year by a little over 10% in our revenues. We had made a decision. We had not increased our annual dues in a number of years, so we made a slight increase to the business, which was pretty minimal for them. But when it's all added up, it was a pretty significant amount for the chamber, and it really did help this last year without even knowing. And then our next major source of revenue are the events that we host. And obviously, we were not able to do Taste of Yuba City or the Swan Festival. We did get Gala in. That was several weeks before we shut down. I think a lot of people remember that being the last party that they attended before the shutdown. So I guess we went out with a bang, and we really did. That gala, we raised $30,000 more than we had in the recent years. So it was an amazing success, and again, provided us some of that cushion that we needed to weather this storm. And then the other income category, we get small grants and donations. There's grants that we receive to do our Leadership Yuba City program, things of that nature. And then you can see we did see a pretty good drop in new membership, but I think that makes good sense. It was COVID, and people were slimming down their budgets. They weren't thinking about joining chambers and letting money go out the door at that time. But in the last week and a half, we've gotten 6 new chamber members. So I'm hoping that's a good sign of things to come, and the community's feeling better. They're feeling like we're going to get out of this, and we are. I don't think we thought we'd be here almost an entire year later, but here we still are. Okay, and the next slide, please. And then I'll just quickly go over some of our activities that we're getting into this year. Our special initiatives. Restaurant Association. So as you all know, restaurants are among the hardest hit industries during COVID, and I've had lots of conversations with our restaurant owners over the course of the last year, and a few of them had indicated their desire to have a restaurant association that was more locally based, that could provide a larger voice for them locally. A lot of them belong to California Restaurant Association, which is a wonderful association, but sometimes don't quite represent our smaller communities in the way that our restaurants would like to see. So we have come together, the chamber and a number of restaurant owners. We've invited a few other potential stakeholders to the table to have conversations about how to bring this association to fruition. We would like to see that the Restaurant Association would be under the umbrella of the Chamber of Commerce, and we would provide that membership opportunity to our restaurants, and they would get a unique set of benefits that make the most sense for their specific challenges and needs. So I hope to have more report in the coming months regarding that. And then Film Commission. I don't know how many of you have heard about film commissions in communities, but just to give you an idea of what they're all about. They are the organization in your community that attracts productions and films to your community. Now, why would we want to do that? Well, when you bring a production, you bring a film to your community, you are bringing people who are staying in your hotels, eating in your restaurants, having catering brought on their location sites. They're using our services and all sorts of different kinds of vendor opportunities there, having an impact on our economics here locally. So we're exploring some options there. I've reached out to a number of film commissions. Actually, I had a meeting with Shasta County Film Commission, and she had said to me about 10 years ago they didn't have a film commission and they were tracking economic impact from production, and it was about $100,000 in a year. Now that they have a film commission and they have a person dedicated to promoting the area to the film industry, they see over $1 million economic impact to their community by having those productions come to town. So again, something that we're exploring. We're in conversation with partners and potential stakeholders with that. And then workforce development, I do need to give a shout out to Jackie Silman. She actually pulled a group of, I don't know, a couple dozen people together on Zoom from the education sector, from the business sector, and the chamber to start a conversation on how we can connect the dots between education and a skilled workforce and connecting that skilled workforce to our business. Those kinds of conversations have just begun, but I'm really excited that the chamber's at the table, and I'm hopeful that we'll have much more to report on that. And then I know I'm taking up a lot of time. You guys have some exciting things on your agenda this evening, so I'm looking forward to hearing about that. Membership development. We're going to host a membership drive in May. I think now's the time. We haven't done it in a long time. But not only do we want to increase our membership base, we want to educate the public on what a chamber is about, that we're not just the ribbon cuttings and the networking events. We're much more than that. So I think that'll be a great opportunity, hopefully, to create some buzz around the chamber. And then just our other events and program areas. Of course, we'll continue to bring the webinars. We appreciate our membership with the United Chamber Advocacy Network, and we'll continue that. Leadership Yuba Center got off to a great start in 2019, came to a screeching halt with COVID. So they'll be finishing their class hopefully this spring, and we'll be bringing a new class on in the fall if all goes well. But when COVID hit, they pivoted too. They jumped right in and they got involved in getting food out to people in need. So they've really done a fantastic job, and we just love that program, and hopefully we truly are creating leaders for the future here in Yuba Center. And then Gala, June 11th. We've moved it. It's happening. I just know it. So hopefully we'll keep you posted on that. Fingers crossed. And then we still have plans to do Taste of Yuba Center in the fall, also Swan Festival. And then just to get back to life and get out there and shake hands and give hugs at our networking events. And we all miss that human connection so much. And so we're very much looking forward to that. And the last slide, I just want to say thank you so much, Council, for allowing me to be here tonight. And thank you again for your partnership. And that's it for me, unless you have any questions. And I'm sorry for my technical difficulties. I put my iPad on the ground and I can still hear the feedback, and I'm kicking it, trying to present. Yeah.
We saw you trying to kick it. Wade or Grace, any comments, questions for Marnie?
Oh, I'm excited that you're working at doing the gala in June.
Yes. I think maybe that will be. It was our party going out, and it'll be our party coming back in. This is what I'm really hoping for. And you know what? It will be the perfect opportunity to celebrate the resiliency of our businesses and highlight some of those businesses that really have stepped up and the community that stepped up. So it will be the celebration of all celebrations if we can pull this off.
Marnie, tentatively, where's it going to be at?
Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get the volume off on my iPad.
Marnie, I have to say that with all the struggles of everything, I think you just gave the best example how in the election you can keep moving forward in the most, distracting ways, and you did so well in your presentation. Thank you. I really
Thank you.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I tried to roll through it, but
No, you did really well.
I really wanted to be there in person. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I think the work where the direction that you're having the chamber move is really, it's refreshing. It's great to see how you're just even within COVID, you've made some extremely, not extremely, but moved in the direction of with education, advocacy, and promotion. I look forward to seeing once, we do all this work in person again, to expand the membership as you've been doing. And I'm just amazed with how much you and the chamber's been able to do. So thank you for presenting to us. I really appreciate that.
I appreciate your comments. Thank you.
Councilman Harris?
Yeah, Marty, thank you very much for the presentation. I know we've met before regarding the Film Commission opportunity, and I continue to agree with you that that's an outstanding opportunity for the city and the entire community just waiting to be had. So if there's anything that the city or even me specifically on behalf of the city or even as a private person can do to assist, please consider me a resource, and I look forward to more conversations. I think it's a great idea.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and more information will come, and we'll be happy to come and share with you if you would like.
Mr. Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Marnie, thanks for everything you've done this past year. I know we've worked a lot on all the acronyms and the webinars and stuff for our businesses, and you guys have done a great job. I appreciate everything you've done to try to keep our local businesses going. The only question I have for you is concerning our legislative advocate for the chamber. Which firm are we using out of Sacramento? Do you know off the top of your head?
It is actually, it's the Advocacy Management Group is the organization that runs the United Chamber Advocacy Network. And David Butler is the executive director of the organization United Chamber Advocacy Network.
So is he our lobbyist then?
He is our lobbyist, yes.
Okay.
He is our representative.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Marty, thank you for coming and, well, not coming, but showing up and presenting. You defined pivoting as you were trying to kick your iPad or whatever was on the floor. But first, again, yeah, thank you for allowing me to present on behalf of Yuba City this morning. The Zoom was well attended. I think we got some good information out about where the city was headed, and just the opportunity to let people know even though we're dealing with COVID, we are moving ahead, and our city staff has done a phenomenal job in securing grants and doing other things, which is what was shared. The vibe coming out of the chamber has certainly evolved over the years, and I mean that in a very positive way. And I think I can speak on behalf of the council, certainly for myself. We value the partnership and look forward to an even deeper relationship as we move forward in the coming years. But thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Baumgarten. I appreciate that.
All right.
Well, you all made that easy.